Hello Internet! Today I'm gonna refresh my knowledge about geospatial pandas and geospatial data visualization. And as you can see here now, let's start with a short 10-minute introduction in COLAB. So let's do the runtime restart. Let's start everything that we start from the beginning. The first, of course, is a very nice library, FOLIUM. And FOLIUM makes it easy to visualize Python data on an interactive leaflet map. And Leaflet JavaScript is a JavaScript library to show maps on a web page and interact with it. And if you want, or the way I understand it, that FOLIUM is more or less a wrapper around this. And then, of course, we have our Pandas Dataframes and we have our NumPy operation. And this is it. And the way you can have an interactive map in your Jupyter notebook, in COLAB, in wherever you're working with, is simply you define your coordinates in latitude and longitude. I have here in decimal degrees. And then you simply say folium.map location. And now latitude, longitude. And if you want, you can define a zoom level. And this is it. And to show you what you get is your map here. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can move around, you can do whatever you want to do interactively in your COLAB, in your Jupyter notebook. So, and this is very nice. Now, if you have the task, for example, if you have to map a flight route or some transport, or if you go biking and you want to record your path, then you want to have markers or location points or whatever you call it. So this is easy. We have now here, for example, I said the battery, the park. These are the coordinates or the metro exit for Wall Street or some esplanade to walk around a little bit, enjoy East River. You just say folium.marker. Then you enter the coordinates. You say what should be the pop-up, and then you say add it to my FOLIUM map. As easy as it is. And if you run this cell, here we go. Our markers are here. This is my esplanade, the East River. This here should be Battery Park, and this here is my exit of Wall Street. Beautiful. So, again, everything is interactive. Nice thing are the tiles. You can have different presentation. For example, here, if you prefer black and white, I mean really black and white, it increases visibility. And also if you want to work with coastlines or waterways, watersheds whatsoever, it is very nice to have this kind of zooming in, zooming out. And you can find around very easily. And it's really, as you can see here, Broadway, if you're looking for something, a really nice representation interactively in your Python. Of course, if you want to have a specific path, a route, you want to record, you have a live stream or something, whatever, you have the data presumably in a Pandas Dataframe. So you have your latitude and your longitude data, and then you have some encoding of your data or some numerical points, 1, 2, 3, 4, to mark the path you've taken. And if you have a look at this, well, it's easy. It's a normal Pandas Dataframe. And if, hold on a sec, you take your data frame, say apply a lambda function, and then your function is just folium.circleMaker. So you make a big circle and you say, then add to my FOLIUM map I already defined. And the other cell above, this is what you get. And if you zoom out a little bit, you see here, this dot here should be New York Plaza. Let's have a look. Yeah, New York Plaza. And the other dot, is in the Hudson. This is not good. This is not an optimal configuration, but I'm sure you understand. What I want to show you, given the tiles, there are quite a variety of tiles. And if you're more or less looking for some particular colors or whatsoever, there's even some watercolors, so you can have a very nice colorful representation. Choose whatever you like. Very nice. What I found, if I have to map an area I'm not familiar with and I want to know exactly where I am in my detail view, you can have a global minimap. You just say from FOLIUM import my plugins, and then there's a minimap, and you say to my FOLIUM map dot add child minimap. And what it does is, let me show you real time here on my COLAB notebook. So you know this is the southern tip of Manhattan, and as you can see here in your minimap in your lower right corner, here you have your minimap, and you can even work around here. And they are both interactive maps, very nicely done. You can play around with it, beautiful. Now, what I want to show you is also some, I think, quite powerful library. It's called GeoPANDAS, and as you would assume, what it does, it takes your Panda data frame. So in green, you have your index, and here in yellow, you have your rows and your columns and all your data stored. And then what it does, it just more or less, if you want to imagine, attaches a geometry column to your data where it registers all the geometry configuration it needs for visualization or computation. So very easy. You say pip install GeoPandas. I'll make a direct install. This is the structure of the data frame we're now working. So we have a geometry column. I will show you in a second. Oh, it's already here. Here's your geometry column. So the way we work with this, and I think it didn't change in the last years, I had a look at, is imported GeoPandas. And there are some data sets already prepared for you within the library, the Python library. So you just read the file. Here, for example, we have the boroughs. We have Staten Island, Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan, Bronx. We have some area information. We have the geometry information on this cell. Where am I? Yeah. Then we do some index setting, and then we calculate the area. And if you want to have, oh, gee, come on. That's not allowed if you have a, come on. Oh, yes. I failed miserably. If you want to plot this information, this is what I want to show you is you can plot here the area of the 5 boroughs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to select a specific one, like for example, Queens. So more or less what it does, you have here Queens. And you have here the geometry, so you call Queens geometry. And it is able to show you on a GeoPanda exactly the shape, the polygon of the location you choose. And if you want to have Brooklyn, of course there's Brooklyn, and if you look at this, this is what we have yellow here, Queens is now here in detail. You can zoom in, zoom out, and play around a little bit whatsoever. What is nice, and this is also a pre-prepared data set, so we don't have to put in data, is world and cities. And here with cities, it is as simple as you can imagine. Cities is just the name of a city and the pinpoint location, latitude, longitude, this is it. And then if you want to plot it, you just say plot. And as you can see here, let's increase finger size a little bit. Yeah, it's not really visible, but you can imagine if this is the location of the capitals, that here in the middle we have Africa, here in the north of Africa, of course, we have Europe, and then we have here Southeast Asia. Here you could imagine this is North America, this is South America. This two little dots here, I suppose, is Washington and the capital of Canada. Do you know the capital of Canada? So as you can see, easy to plot this information. And if we switch to the other pre-prepared Panda dataset where we have the head, so just the first 5 lines, we have here the geometry, polygon, multi-polygon information. And then we can say, I don't know, let's do the population estimation, let's show the continent, let's show a map with all the, I think 177 states are currently data available in there. So, here we go. So if you want to see the population estimation, here you have an indicator 0.2 billion people to 1.2 billion people. And of course, you see here that India and China are heavily populated areas, nations. And then you have the indicator for the rest of the world. And if, I can leave this, if you want to have the continent, you will not guess it, but these are color-coded, the continent, if you use this, or the name of the state. I suppose it's 177 states should be visible here. So you get the idea, you can play around. Can I make it a little bit bigger, please? No. Yeah, it's not really, but you get the idea. Okay, and this was it. So I just wanted to show you 10 minutes, short introduction. I'm also just starting to remember all of this. I'm just trying to learn if there are any new data available, any new formats, any new functionalities. This was the introduction, and to really start to play around, I will say, let's have a look at this in the next video.